Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to see how to balance the chemical equations. Before going to balancing the chemical equations, let's know what is chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is a process where one or more substances are converted into one or more new substances. This happens by breaking and forming chemical bonds. An example of this chemical reaction we can write in a words like when a magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen, it converts into magnesium oxide. As the representation of this chemical reaction in the sentence is too long, it is written in a short word equation form. That is, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Here, in the right hand side, we are given this magnesium oxide as product, and the left hand side, this magnesium and oxygen, it is named as reactant. What is meant by this reactant? Yes, the substance that undergo chemical change in the chemical reaction are called reactants. The reactants are represented on the left hand side of the equation. In the above equation, magnesium and oxygen are reactants. What does this product means? Is a new substance that is formed from the reactants after undergoing a chemical reaction is known as the product. The products are represented in the right hand side of the equation. In the above equation, magnesium oxide is the product. This arrow shows the direction of the reaction. It is from reactant to the product. We are getting the product from the reactants. So the arrow shows the direction of the reaction. Further, to reduce the word equation to a very short form, chemical equations were suggested. What is this chemical equation? A chemical equation is a representation of a chemical reaction using chemical formulas and symbols to show the reactants and products. Moreover, it provides a simple way to describe what happens during a chemical reaction. The above word equation can be written in the form of chemical equation as Mg plus O2 gives MgO. This Mg plus O2 gives MgO. This chemical reaction is said to be a skeletal chemical reaction as it is not balanced. That means the number of atoms of each element on the left hand side is not equal to the number of atoms of each element on the right hand side. The chemical equation always should be balanced. So how to balance this chemical equation? Let's see how to balance it. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So in this, there are two elements, magnesium and oxygen is involved in this chemical reaction. So the elements are magnesium and oxygen, and the number of atoms in the reactants, that is left hand side, magnesium has only one atom and oxygen has two atoms. And the number of atoms in the products, right hand side, magnesium has one atom and oxygen has one atom. So I have balanced this chemical reaction by um, inserting 2 before magnesium and 2 before magnesium oxide. After balancing the chemical equation, I have got 2 magnesium ion atoms in the left hand side and 2 magnesium atoms in the right hand side. And oxygen also I have got two atoms in the left hand side and two atoms of oxygen in the right hand side. So the number of atoms in the reactant and the number of atoms in the products are same. So the chemical equation is balanced now. And why should we balance the chemical equation? What is the necessary to balance the chemical equation? Yes, there is a need for it. According to the law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. In other words, we can say that the total mass of the elements present in the reactants of a chemical equation has to be equal to the mass of the elements present in the products. In other words, we can say that the number of atoms of each element should be the same before and after the commencement of the chemical reaction. Hence, the skeletal chemical equation should always be balanced. Let's see an example for balancing the another example for balancing the chemical equations. First one, zinc plus hydrogen chloride gives zinc chloride plus hydrogen. In the left hand side and right hand side, we are having three different elements present here, zinc, hydrogen and chlorine. In the left hand side, zinc and hydrogen and chlorine, there are only one atoms over there, and in the right hand side, zinc has one element, one atom, and hydrogen has two atoms and chlorine has two atoms. So in order to balance this, I have added 2 before the HCl. So after balancing, we can get that zinc has one atom in the left hand side, that is reactant side, and hydrogen has two atoms in the reactant side and chlorine has two atoms in the reactant side. And in the product side, zinc has one atom and hydrogen has two atoms and chlorine has two atoms. So the number of atoms of elements in the left hand side is equal to the number of atoms in the right hand side. Hence the equation is balanced. Next we can see another equation, H2 plus Cl2 gives HCl. So in the left hand side, the number of atoms or two atoms, that is hydrogen and chlorine. In the left hand side, we are having two hydrogen atoms, and in right hand side, we are having one hydrogen atoms. And in the left hand side, we are having two chlorine atoms, and in the right hand side, we are having one chlorine atoms. So in order to balance that, I have added 2 before HCl, hydrogen chloride. So after balancing, the number of atoms in the left hand side is 2 for hydrogen and chlorine, and the number of atoms in the right hand side is 2 for hydrogen and chlorine 2. Number of atoms of elements in the left hand side is equal to the number of atoms of elements in the right hand side. Hence the chemical equation is balanced. Thank you so much for watching video. Share, like, subscribe the Essence of Knowledge channel. Thank you so much.